It's all about sports and dunks and skunks. In L.A. for the All-Star Weekend, all the women hit the runways. The airport was packed. L.A. was off the chain. Every groupie, anybody who wants to screw an NBA player.
That's cold, man.
They descended upon, literally and figuratively, descended upon L.A. proper, and Vic will tell you, because he was out there.
Yeah, right.
We dealt with the All-Star Weekend, Vic.
Yeah, man, but wait a minute. You gonna sit up there and throw women under the bus?
Not all the women, but y'all know what we're talking about. I watched the Basketball Wives.
What about the brothers that's flying into town?
To get the gay brothers? To get some NBA action, too?
That's wrong, man.
Get them muscular butt cheeks.
Yeah, you know what? First of all, most people don't realize, you know what? You don't realize until you're in L.A. how bad it is when you combine three elements. One, L.A. Two, All-Star Weekend. And three, bad weather. And then have that all encompassing, because everybody thinks LA is going to be sunshine forever.
Well, sure they do.
Okay, so the part that got me is the story out here before we go anywhere was how many events that took place over the weekend during All-Star Weekend. And let me just say this first. I think, maybe because it was in LA, this is one of the best All-Star presentations in a long time.
The best I've seen, Vic. Yeah. I mean, for me, because I would ignore it traditionally.
Yes.
But y'all, the All-Star Weekend done turned into one hell of a party. They lit L.A. up. I ain't lying to you. Y'all would just want to go out and hang out on the streets. Right. I ain't bullshitting. Beautiful people. We already got good-looking people here in L.A. anyway, because the weather.
True.
And because we have so much multiculturalism.
You're right.
That you got the fine-ass Asians. The Latinos is always hot.
Yes.
Up in L.A.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
And then the brothers and sisters, white folks tanned and muscular. You know, in L.A., we see, white men can jump and white women have ass.
You know what?
Out here. They all know what y'all been eating, but something's happening.
And they knew this for a while.
So it was on. It was on in L.A.
I think the part that most people were surprised about is that the weather out here, people are very sensitive to weather out here. And before I get to what I think was really two or three elements of what I call hot sports topics. One, the slam dunk contest, which was there. And then the MVP All-Star game, which was a little bit more competitive than most people thought it would be. And then, of course, I'm going to tell you, talking about Justin Bieber, because
thank you. Justin Bieber, thank you. Because he was excellent, Vic.
Yeah, you like that, right? He was
playing. Man, you know what? The damn kid has charmed my ass.
Got you.
I love his attitude. I'm looking for him to grow up into being a wonderful young man. He's so well-rounded. Yeah. Thank Justin. I'm a fan of Justin Bieber.
Oh, and
Taylor Swift. I like both of them.
Well, look, hey, the realness is that the MVP that came out, handed to Justin, the Celebrity All-Star game, he was real with it if you saw him. He said, hey, look, he loves his fans, but he says, fans are crazy. They voted me MVP, and at least should go to either Scottie Pippen or someone else. So he knew, but the fans, the part I like about what All-Star Weekend is, it's not about media. It's not about the opinions of the traditional journalists who are wannabe people who never played the game in most cases and never experienced what most athletes or, of course, celebrities have experienced. So the part I like is when the fans make the vote, I'm all behind the fans. So if he won because he had a better than expected showing, yes, I was all behind it, and he is real, and you can tell he got good people around him. So that was one of the highlights. The other highlight, though, Mario, had to get to the slam dunk contest. Did they bring out a level of what they call presentation that you did not expect?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean you can go to other things and then say, hey, maybe the dunks, were they more creative? I'll say this. Reducing the amount of participants in the dunk contest worked for me.
Oh yeah.
The idea that they went with 4. If they go any further, okay, let's say they go to 5 or 6. Don't go any higher. I think that made it easier. It allowed creativity and room. Even if they didn't give you what they call these sensational dunks, almost all of these guys, to me, could have won on what they call the best dunk. I look at DeMar DeRozan's dunk. If you have to see the picture of this guy's dunk, it was perfection. I'm not a big fan, Mario, of the you get 4 or 5 tries at a dunk you're trying to do. I'm not a big fan.
Oh
of
yeah, I don't know. You gotta knock it down the first time.
Now, but on the other side, if you're gonna get that allowance, then go ahead, give them their props. They were very creative. I loved it. Now, let me ask you this. who did you really think won the slam dunk contest? Was it Blake?
I actually like the guy that came in second.
I always kill his name.
You know what? Some of these guys,
man.
Some of the guys that I was watching, I hadn't been seeing them playing. I hadn't been seeing them in games.
Yeah, well, you do see them.
You see them, but you don't see this.
Right.
And they're not the name players. First of all, LeBron James wasn't there.
True.
So there's some great dunkers who weren't in the contest.
Right.
But I still I still love Blake Griffin's play.
Yeah. Now you know what? I'm gonna tell you what I do like. I'm not saying, okay, Blake had what you can't replace power. When you got power dunks, it's something that sets them apart because they don't come around that often. Now, I can sit up here all day long and say who won and who didn't. That wasn't it as much as what I thought. I'm going to tell you the element that I enjoyed that you didn't get in past dunk contests. The idea that the analysts were actually cracking on each other and they inserted their own
NBA
opinion.
The most hip.
Right.
Kiki Vanderway.
They were going back and forth at each other. That made it even more entertaining to me. I like the idea that they got into talking trash across each other. I said, you know what? They're making this entertaining.
Exactly.
So you don't have to wait for a slam dunk to wow you.
No. Wonderful presentation. Vic, is it just me or is the NBA the hippest?
Yes, it is.
Of the three.
Yeah, it is. They're packaging.
Somehow they're hip. They're just edgy. They're a little more urban, a little more hip. And David Stern has quietly done such a wonderful job of marketing.
Right.
Perhaps only eclipsed by that of NASCAR.
Right. Now, NASCAR, look, and I was going to get into this as, this was a great NASCAR weekend. Unbelievable as it relates to a first-time winner for
20-year-old.
So young. But before I even go there, I still had to come back to something else that was happening here in L.A. There were so many events here that you wanted to get yourself around what they call the celebrities, right?
Right.
But let me just say this. The true celebrities were the jocks. The true celebrities. I'm not saying that the actors and singers were not it, but when you look at what was happening, when you look at on the floor, from the rookie challenge, the sophomores against the rookies, and of course the rookies defeated the sophomores this year. Nice little comeback. And then you saw the celebrity game, and then you saw the 3-point competition. All those things, to me, they've made it almost like the Essence Festival when you look at it of basketball, where you go away for 4 or 5 days and you come back fulfilled from almost every day. So I had to stop and say, okay, in comparison, what was the highlight moment for you for the All-Star weekend as it relates to in any one particular event? Anything. And it's not
Justin Bieber's three-pointer.
That was it? I knew it was going to get you. Yeah. That's a good one. You didn't know between the legs when he put the move on Common.
First of all, the dude just got hard.
Right.
Man, I'm a Justin Bieber fan.
You already sold on him, Marty.
Man, I tell you, because you keep waiting for him to be something else, and you say this one charming son of a bitch.
Yeah, he is. And he
has the right attitude. When he rapped, first of all, he got me when he rapped. That's one of the first time when his attitude about hanging out and rapping.
Right.
And I said, oh, no, you didn't. Oh, no. And then you know what? In some ways, those of us who are creative too, Vic,
right? He
reminds us of the best of ourselves.
Yeah.
Because when I was young, I had my moments of weirdness and craziness too.
Right.
And just to see someone like him take it to that level, you identify. Yeah. Go on, young man.
Yeah, you do. And while we were out there, we actually went out because, the local zone covers whatever events we are able to get involved in. And it's so tightly covered. Even if you go out to a lot of events, they're really not going to let you have a lot of one-on-one isolations with the celebrities.
Not with them expensive people.
No. They got that covered. So we're not going to sit up here in front on that. But we do go cover selective VIP events that we're invited to be more a guest than to be traditional media. So as a local zone, the LZ Turquoise, who basically we both went out over the weekend and went to a special event. It was a Neighborhood Love Foundation. It was a black carpet all-star celebration. A black carpet. That's what they call it. They laid down the black carpet, although somebody's going to say it looked kind of red to me. But the bottom line is that we were able to get involved in what they call the rainy weather of celebrity events. Let me just tell you this. The last thing you want to do is go deep in the Hollywood Hills on a rainy day where you have to park up. Somebody, almost everybody that basically is going to be anywhere with 2 or 3 houses, but as walking distance, you're okay. But take the downpour of rain, and how many people had to, what they would call park along these areas without even if you have valet parking, you couldn't get to the area. So imagine LA and special VIP events, traffic, congestion. How successful do you think the events were from the perspective?
Not successful. Okay, here's LA. First of all, I'm sick. Vic still got health. He about to go out. I'm just starting to come around at this time, feeling a little bit better.
Right.
And then I'm sitting here as we talking about the day's events to come. Here comes rain.
That's right. Big time.
Here come rain, like thunderstorms and stuff. I'm like,
It's big. It's big, isn't it?
Yeah. And in LA, we're so competitive.
Right.
I mean, there was so many starstruck events that came across my desk, my email about, just everybody from Tony Rock and all the other boys, and Boris Kojo and
everybody,
Lawrence Tate and all these people having fun, and then Kenny Smith.
Yeah, Kenny Smith had his
events on the announcement. And they announced it. Oh, and here's Diddy,
right?
And he's tweeting about where he gonna be all around L.A. So all the biggins came in L.A. and they tweeting about where they going. No, everybody was trying to be at the A-list stuff.
And it was very difficult.
And if you wanted the A-list stuff, then you had to really decide if you were going to battle the B and D-list stuff with that terrible weather.
And traffic.
And people were out, right?
You couldn't get to multiple events. If everybody, I know for a fact, I know of a couple events that they said nobody showed up. Not because it wasn't interesting. I think the part that most people do, you know how it is out here in L.A., I'm still talking about sports. Our celebrities are sports because we have to covet them attending events that really are sponsored or co-hosted by the sports or the jocks and the athletes. The part that got me is that I looked at what I could cover from the perspective of I know where to go in LA and how to get there. I'm telling you right now. Anybody who is playing, I'm going to come there, I'm going to wait till it's about an hour or two beforehand. I know you got to one location maybe, got lucky, and it was done. It was really done. So for us, I know for Turquoise and I, we enjoyed ourselves. We covered what we call some jocks, and had a few New England Patriots out there. She talked to Carolina Panthers. So we were actually trying to get more of the jocks' perspective on them coming out here for the first time, because a lot of them, you have to think about it, Mario. None of the football players, and I didn't think about this. We assume that they will be in L.A., but if we don't have a football team, a lot of times this is their first time here.
Oh, yeah.
Because there is no football team in L.A., so they come here and we assume that, you've been here, you're familiar. No, it's their first time. A lot of them first time in L.A., period. So for them, it was kind of a brand new experience.
I didn't think about that either. They used to be they would come here to play now. But now they just come here to get laid. I mean, you guys should have seen
They were not.
I'm just saying... We got beautiful women in L.A. anyway.
Right.
But then you had to get the whole idea of the way they was flying. You know what? Right. And these babes are not broke, huh?
No.
That's what it gets me. These fine, okay. So they got more discretionary cash, obviously, than you or I.
Right.
Because they fly in, check into the Four Seasons.
Right.
And they getting their hair and nails done over here.
Yeah.
So they in about a $250, $300 a day room. Plus...
You should
getting
be proud.
Hair
you
done.
should be happy.
And I tell them, that's why I tell them I need a Kardashian cousin. I can't afford y'all. I'll even try.
No,
I say, hey, baby,